I just left the boxing gym with Nate. Things went from what to wow. Really? Wow, bro. Wow. So now, things just got worse for the hip-hop artists.
In half a mile, move to the left onto I-90 West.
This is what I wanted to tell all of y'all beforehand. This is a very serious thing that's happening right now. Things have just gotten from bad to worse if you're a hip-hop artist.
Please keep left
now,
onto
all of these laws
West
have not yet been passed, and they're not in every state. But you need to pay attention to these if you are in a record contract. Now, depending on your label, hold on. Do not need to cancel route guidance.
Canceling route guidance.
Now, like I know where I'm going. Here's the news. And definitely hit the like button coming in here. We want y'all to hit the like button. People are in here. That you're not bots, you're real people. I don't even know where to go get the bots, but we don't want to talk to bots. We want real people in here. So hit the like button up so they can know that you're real, so we can get to it. Now, yeah, so here's the thing. Artists have been complaining have lawyered up did all they could because artists are saying that there's no financial structuring in place, and they want to say, hey, we getting together to say, hey, we're going to put this package in place, but there has to be some type of education for these artists, financial. Too many rap artists are in debt. They have no money, and they're all living off bad loans. Now, what they did was decided, all these artists are deciding they want to audit the record company. That's right, they want to audit the record companies and go through the whole record company's books and have them open up the books to make sure all the money is correct that they're supposed to be receiving. This can open up a Pandora's box for all these record labels, because a lot of the money and a lot of things that don't even have nothing to do with the artist can be opened up if they find out the artist is mistreated. Anytime this was brought up in the past, rappers end up dead. That's the truth. Anytime saying I'm going to ask them to open up the books and I'm going to audit them, the rapper ended up dead. Most famous, Tupac Shakur. Was Tupac saying he was going to have his accounts in Death Row audited? He was dead 2 weeks later. You could say one has nothing to do with the other. He ain't the only one that ended up dead when they wanted to audit something. Lisa Lefi Lopez wanted her contract audited. She ended up dead. Tupac wrote a letter firing David Kenner about the situation. So it's already documented that that's what he wanted to do, was to audit the company to see what he owes. He wanted to know what I owe, everything else. Wasn't to expose their business. He just wanted to know, what does he actually owe? He wanted a list of accountings, and he wasn't getting it. So that's why he fired his lawyer. Now, here's what the record companies are doing now. The record companies are saying, okay, it's your legal right to file for that. Okay, here's what we're going to do now. We're going to punish the artists. So now, all these rappers who've been using these samples from all these songs, right? The record company, and most of them, they have to go and redo it. Like if you listen to DJ Mustard, the reason why he can do the Superman sample is because you almost have to redo the song and the music on your own, so it'll originally be yours. Now, if you just took the sample, by the original sample of the song and cut it up, they could take all the profit of the record. This is why certain rappers don't get any royalties no more, or their royalties are very small. All the old hip-hop classic songs, they don't even play them on the radio. There's no replay value for them in movies or nothing. Because they're saying, well, this person owned it way back when. So this artist will get all of the credit on the record. But if you replay the music, you don't have to pay that much. You pay a small point. So here's what they're doing now. They're saying the record companies are putting clauses into the contracts that are now saying the record company is not going to be responsible. Any monies earned by the record company off of this is fine. You can't, if they decide to sue for samples of any kind, the artists, the producers, that is on them. They will have to pay out of their cut, not the record companies. The record company is putting themselves in a binding position, saying the onus is on you. If you want us to get clearance for the records, that's fine. The record label can, but it's going to cost you. You got to pay for your clearances. The record company is sticking the artists at every turn. Everybody is coming through the door. They want 360 deals no matter what. That means merchandising, tour shows, everything. If you want this upfront money, this is what we require from you. Some artists have it in their contract that they have to record with at least 2 or 3 artists from that label. That's another clause they're adding in some of the contracts. You have to perform with at least 2 or 3 of their artists that they have on the label. And the record company has the right to reject any other outside record label they want. So if they say, we don't want you to record with anybody from Epic Records, guess what? You can't record with any artist from Epic Records, no matter what. And they have the right to refusal of not releasing your album. They decide when your album is going to be released, not you. You cannot release an album without their consent. They're changing the game on you right before your eyes because y'all talking this audit. And there's no one there to be the union police. And none of y'all are there doing all this talking. They're lawyering up and they're changing the contracts on you. So, in case y'all don't wisen up, this whole game will be over on y'all real quick. Oh, this is real talk. I'm not joking. This is real. Only real people know what's going on. I don't, like I said, I don't have to make stuff up. I don't just dig stuff like this out of the ground. What I'm gonna dig this up for? I'm trying to inform you guys of what's actually been going on behind the scenes. People and what artists are really fighting for. They're trying to fight for their rights. They're not getting paid from record companies anymore because they're not getting paid from the streaming. Their streaming numbers are low, and that's being met because they have benchmarks that's in the contract. So if they stream does X amount of money or X amount of dollars within this many days, X amount of days, they have to give them another bump, like another amount of money. So what the record company would do was sabotage the streams. They would stop the stream from going, do whatever push they can to stop it from getting to those benchmarks. And you was like, man, don't that hurt the record company? Why wouldn't they want it to get there? No, they make more money by it not succeeding. Because if it don't succeed or hit the certain benchmark, they don't have to pay out that kind of money to the artist, and they get more percentage back of control of the product. They'll push it at another time. See, this is what I told you with Triller. I was the only one that knew what happened to the versus battles and why you didn't see them no more. Because they didn't realize it was bad business they were doing. They thought they were doing good business. They really did. They thought they were on top of the game. And I'm looking like, boy, y'all are some fools. Do you know what you're doing? Check it. It's like this. Triller had them to a massive contract. They were all happy because they saw the big numbers. And what they should have done was taking less money. But they didn't know how to do business because they didn't know what this business was going to be with Triller. They didn't know how it was going to go. They was like, man, we've been doing crushing it with the versus battles. These things are only going to get bigger. You were crushing it because it was free. Now, pay-per-view is a whole different experience. But you didn't allot for that. You didn't scale that correctly. Now, here comes the versus battle. You got Bone Thugs in here and don't nobody even know it's on. It's not marketed, it's not promoted. Why wouldn't Triller promote this thing? And you know why it wasn't promoted? With the 3-6 Mafia and all that? The reason it wasn't promoted was because of the simple fact they didn't know what the hell they were doing. How you gonna promote something you don't know what you're doing? And plus, they didn't want to promote it. They wanted to fail because they signed a big contract. And in that big contract, you're not gonna get all of the money. They think the money come in every month, like every month we're supposed to get this much money, X amount of money, big wad of payoffs. No, you didn't read the fine print, Swiss Beats. You don't get the money if you don't hit benchmarks. You gotta hit certain accomplishments, and if you don't hit them, you don't get that next installment. You get a small fee to operating costs, but you're not getting any money like you thought. So you don't really get that contract. So that's like saying an NBA player is not getting his bonuses, or he's not hitting his benchmarks. It's basically an incentive contract. And if you're not performing well, you're not going to get paid. And that's what's happening. Independent artists, they're doing better than most of the majors. It's a lot of independent artists eating and doing well, and they're not in debt. They got a modest house, they have a modest car, and they do shows. Why? Because they've always done shows. That's how they make their money. So this is nothing for an independent artist. These guys here have signed these major contracts with all of this big money potential, but the incentives is breaking them. Now, rappers are got to pay the record company sponsorships deals. And they're pissed. They're like, we shouldn't have to pay no sponsorship deal to the record company. They haven't done nothing for this sponsorship deal. The record company's like, bull crap. Your music is what's got you this deal. So we got you the sponsorship deal. It's part of your contract. You gonna pay us. That's it. In today's modification, because of streaming, if you already have a recognized name, you don't need a major. But some of these people believe they do. You already have name recognition. If I was Jay-Z, shoot, I would have a deal at Koch. If they was paying you $12 an album for every album sold, I'll be like, I'm out. I could sell 1 million records being Jay-Z and put my album out on Koch. I could pay for my own marketing and promotion and put it out myself. Yeah, it was a graveyard to certain rappers. Like, that's when the majors don't want to invest no more money in you because they losing a lot of it. They wasn't getting the return on investment. But if you've seen, if you could sell 300,000 records and you go on Koch and you selling 100,000, but you getting paid $10 and $11 and $12 an album, that's way more than what 50 Cent was getting paid. 50 Cent is getting 50 cents. Like, less than that, he was getting 5 cents a record. 5 cents a record. You talking about Get Rich or Die Trying. An album that's selling for $17.99 plus tax. $20 an album. And he's getting paid 5 cents an album. He got paid. I'm telling you the truth. That was his contract. Massacre. All three. Curtis. Before I self-destruct. 5 cents a record. That's why he only did 4 albums. He got paid more on the G Unit albums. $50 Cent made all that money through endorsements and shows. They said, hey, you're not going to make that much here, but your album's going to blow up. You're going to sell this many records, and you're going to go on tour. And it took 50 look like he just made a lot of money, dude. You sold. Look, we went through this already. 1 million records sold at $20 a pop. Is how much money? You add it up. 1 million records, $20. How much is that? 20 million. Now, he ended up selling 15 million records on the first one. So add that up. $20 a pop. Times 15 million records. No, we're talking 300 million. 300 million. Almost. Now, that's off the first CD. They made 300 million off of that. Because that's not even including the singles. That's not including the ringtones, which was in the millions. You were getting paid $6 to $7. Our rappers was off of ringtone sales. You were getting paid way more than you were on the album. If you listen to making records, he made records just for the ringtone. Then it was a thing out called ringtone rappers. You guys don't even understand what that was, and they were making fun of ringtone rappers. Oh, you a ringtone rapper. Dude, ringtone rappers was getting paid. Making way more money than you could ever imagine. I'm telling you about this game, man. I know it like the inside out, top of my head. This is just what it is. More the game changes, stays the same. These record companies are gonna find a way to get what they want. And they don't care what the expense is. Could be at your expense, somebody else's expense. They don't care. 24/7, they don't close. So when they put 50 on tour and he makes about 30, 40 million in 1 year, and he's bragging, and then he makes another to go on another tour, and then he gets paid all these millions, and he's bragging about the 100 million. Dude, do you know how much they made off you? Once 50 started realizing the real business, he understood how much he was losing. So that's why he put out G-Unit album before he did the Massacre. They wanted him to put out the Massacre first. 50 like, hell with that. I'm putting this out before I put out the Massacre. Hey, what's up, dude? All right. Yeah. So that's what they did. They decided to take that under consideration and move in that format. Most of these clauses are unconstitutional based on certain states. So they'll be fighting. Okay, I gotta give it to him. Okay. My fault. All right.
Do you have your ID?
Oh, I need ID for this?
Yeah.
For the screen on the scene?
Yeah. It's more about your analysis.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's not like the movie or anything. You're going to be in theater 9C9.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you. Now, well, a lot of these changes could be unconstitutional. So that's why the rap artists are trying to fight for it now, because they want more money on the streaming and they're not seeing the numbers from the streaming. And they're like, look, we don't know, we're saying we get 1 billion streams and we're not getting paid our money right. So these artists are they want to put an audit in place. So when the audit is in place, they can come after all your finances. Well, they want to see the books, so they want to know what's going on with their streaming, why they don't have their money in yet. So that's that's what's up. Yes. So thank you.
Of course. Would you like your seat?
Oh no, I'm good. Yeah, so I'm just trying to let y'all know what's going on behind the scenes. Like, this thing can change the whole music game. So if any of y'all trying to be rappers or getting into the rap game, this is a fight that's going on behind closed doors. And I'm not saying it's going in place right now, but this is what's on the table. So I'm gonna go watch a movie, relax, and I'll holler at y'all later. Real info.